What's going on, guys? It's the barely visible one here, back with a video, specifically an announcement video. I'll probably be doing these announcement videos periodically, mainly because I'm gonna take a stab at celebrating all the beer holidays that the country acknowledges, anyways, and the ones that are like realistic to celebrate, because there's some off-color beer holidays in this country that are just like, how do you celebrate that acknowledgement or whatever. But February is Stout Month, and so that's what 98% of the beer here is for. And so I'm gonna crack open a beer, and I'm going to talk about all the beer I've gotten in the last, I don't know, week and a half. I'm not going to, this beer I am going to be reviewing, so I'm not going to show you the label. I just want to crack open a beer and have a sip while I'm having fun with this announcement video. That's pretty good. I'm going to enjoy that review. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, let's get to the announcements. So first off, I have a Baltic Porter from Southern Prohibition Brewing, Berserker Mode. I mean, just look at this beautiful can in that that marketing. SPB, or Southern Prohibition Brewing, has become one of my favorite breweries just on marketing. And then I just uploaded the Sea Lord Imperial Brown Ale, I don't know, 2 hours ago, and I thoroughly enjoyed that beer for what it was. And so January 18th, which will be this Sunday, as of the time I'm uploading this, I'll be reviewing that Berserker Mode for Baltic Porter Day, and that is a Baltic Porter. And then the rest of I'll set this to the side. The rest of these beers, except for this one right here, and we'll get to this one, are stouts. And so I just kind of want to go over what each stout is for what I'm going to be reviewing in February. So what we have right here is Evil Twin Brewing's 90 Days Dry Age Stout. So you can get a little view of that can there. I don't know how many people have actually had the Evil Twin Brewing 90 Day Stout or not. I've not seen many reviews on it. One that I'm kind of curious about right here is Omnipolo's Hypnopampa. It'll be an imperial stout brewed with marshmallows and Madagascan vanilla beans. So this one, well, it's a stout. I don't need to check the date, but not for Omnipolo, not the craziest can in the world. But it's still Omnipolo nonetheless, and they're just so crazy. I have to keep going back to them and seeing if they're gonna give me something that I'm gonna go nuts over. Next up, we have Against the Grain Brewery with the 35K Stout beer, and I'll go into more on the name and stuff in the video. I won't do it here. But it's been on the singles rack in my favorite beer store for quite some time, and for some reason it just doesn't sell well. I hope the reason it doesn't sell well isn't because people don't like it. I hope it's just because I'm in Alabama and this is a brewery from Louisville, Kentucky. Next up, I have New Holland Brewing's Dragon's Milk Reserve, the Oatmeal Cookie Reserve. I won't go into too much detail on this beer, but there it is. Not too different from the original Dragon's Milk, which I have had the original. I do not have a review of it though. One that I am looking forward to, and then if you saw my video on best breweries of 2019, or even my best beers of 2019, Lexington Brewing Company just really took last year by storm, for me anyways. And here's their stout. I feel like I have to cover their stout for Stout Month. I owe Lexington Brewing Company more shots at retaining the prestige in my head. And they aged in cocoa nibs as well. I thought it would just be a bourbon barrel aged stout, but indeed they put other stuff in there. I'll get to this beer in a minute, but I'm going to skip it for now. Next we have Left Hand Brewing Company's Wake Up Dead Imperial Stout. FYI, I've never had any of these stouts, so I'm just not going to keep repeating, I've never had this, I've never had this, I've never had this. You get the picture. And where is Left Hand from? I hear a lot about them. This will be my first Left Hand beer. They're from Longmont, Colorado. I feel like I wanted to say Colorado, just wasn't real sure. The marketing caught me on that, and then also kind of the fact that I've never had Left Hand. Here's one I'm kind of giddy about. When I saw this, maybe 3 years ago, I would have never bothered with Innocent Gun Stout, but here we are. I have an Innocent Gun Stout. I didn't want to go super traditional and review the Guinness Stout during Stout Month. I feel like maybe I could pay better homage to that on a different day. But here we are. We do have a Scottish stout, so that'll be interesting. It is a barrel-aged stout. Or excuse me, it's matured with Irish whiskey barrel staves, so maybe it wasn't aged in a barrel. Maybe they just put staves in it or something. And then probably the one stout I think I'm most excited for is Trim Tab's Breakfast Hero. This is their Imperial Stout, Imperial Donut Stout. So I don't know what. Okay, so it features coffee, maple syrup, and a glazed donut. So that's gonna be interesting. Hopefully it's a tasty beer. And this is a brewery from Birmingham. I reviewed their Wide World beer and I have it uploaded already. Pretty good, solid little IPA. I've had plenty of their beer. I think Trim Tab, it deserves the hype they get in Alabama. I would put Trim Tab's beer up with some of the best beers in the country, in my opinion. I think they do really good stuff. Another beer I'm really giddy about, I've already talked about Southern Prohibition Brewing, but All My Joy is a stout with coconut, cocoa nibs, and almonds. So, I mean, obviously, with that kind of marketing, again, I'll say it again, you can put bad beer in a good can, and I'm going to buy it. And I like Southern Prohibition. Just so happens that Almond Joy is my favorite candy bar, and then the marketing is just a perfect storm. Had to get that beer. Next we have from a breakout brewery for me, Orpheus Brewing out of Atlanta. I'm going to be reviewing their Ferryman. It's an imperial stout with ghost pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cocoa nibs. So I'm kind of with that, the pepper trend, where people are putting peppers in beers. I had, excuse me, I had mango habanero wheat beer from the Mark Twain Brewing Company out of Missouri, and I didn't hate it. I mean, it was hot, and it wasn't like an all-time great beer, but I didn't hate it. I actually enjoyed it, and it made me want to try more beers like it. And then we probably have the most prestigious beer that I'm going to review of Stout Month, which will be barrel-aged 1050. I've never even had regular 1050, so I'm kind of jumping the boat here. I like to have the base beer when I can versus the barrel-aged. I like to have the barrel-aged second, so I can kind of taste the progression and the aging. But I've never seen a can of 1050 OG in real life. So here we are with barrel aged. I love, I don't want to say the marketing, but the can scheme here. It's just black on black. And the light really shows it off in the camera. You see it real good. And then, I want to get some Alabama beer, you know, some love. Not the greatest Russian Imperial Stout fan. On that note, I do already have Stone's Espresso Totalitarian reviewed already, so I'm just gonna wait till February and upload it in February. But this is the Laika, I'm not sure. Straight to Ale. If you ever see this or fans of Straight to Ale, be sure to tell me how to pronounce that in the description. But this is a bourbon barrel-aged Russian Imperial Stout. It got a cute little marketing scheme here with the satellite or the moon land, the lunar lander or whatever it's called, and then you know, a dog in a barrel, and then, you know, cute little marketing scheme there. And then last but not least, I'm going to take a stop in Stout Month in the middle of the month, and I'm going to do a Valentine's Day beer, which will be this one. And why I chose this one is because it's their, it was Victory if you didn't see the bottle, but and Victory, for those of you that don't know, is out of Pennsylvania, I believe. Yeah, Downingtown, Pennsylvania. The first sour I ever purchased, not really the first sour I ever had. Technically, the second sour I ever had was their their Sour Monkey, which was the sour version of their Golden Monkey, which I need to try Golden Monkey. But it's a barrel aged in a Cabernet Sauvignon oak barrels for 6 months, which is a red wine. For those of you who don't know, it's a sour Brett spiced ale with strawberries added. It even says 100% real strawberries. They added them into the barrels, and I'm really excited for this beer. I think because it's a sour and it's aged in Cabernet Sauvignon barrels. Excuse me if I'm not saying that right. I'm trying to say it right. I just thought this would be the perfect beer for Valentine's Day, and hopefully it's good enough to recommend to you and your partner, whoever that may be, if you have a partner and watch my channel. So yeah, those are my beers. I don't know if this is everything. I get paid one more time before Stout Month, and then I can always buy beer. Excuse me, I'm about to tip over all my bottles. I can always buy beers during Stout Month. That's not reviewing all of these. So I don't plan on doing 30 stouts. That's just too much for me. I don't even like stouts, but I'm trying to give the style a chance because I've had 2 stouts that I did think were really good. One of them is reviewed and uploaded on the channel already. And again, I just want to celebrate all these beer holidays this year. I think it'll give me an opportunity to, you know, last year was more about brewery exploration, not so much style exploration. For me anyways, and this year I think I can just kind of branch out even more by celebrating all these beer holidays. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 12 stouts and then a video on the way. So that leaves me with what I'm trying, which brings me to my new schedule. I've just about filled up all the memory on my phone. It's just literally like I can't really review until I upload a video at this point. Like I'm almost 3 weeks backlogged on my phone. It's just really killed the memory on my phone. So I'm going to be changing my schedule, which means more videos for you guys. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday will be review days. But I still like the idea of Tuesday and Thursday being like an adjunct day for me. And when I mean adjunct, I just mean like the content could be anything, or I may not even upload video at all. But yeah, these are the beers that I'm going to reveal to you in the announcement video. I hope some of these beers interest you and maybe will want to draw you to the channel and see what's going on with the bearded one. If I buy any more, let's see, I said I had 13 videos and I plan on doing 5 a week. That would be roughly 20, so I could buy 7 more stouts if I really wanted to stick to the schedule in Stout Month. And that would be a surprise if I bought 7 more stouts, which would make it fun for you guys to see what I'm going to review. As always, thanks for watching the channel. One more thing before I go, I do not plan on sticking to the 6 p.m. release schedule. I haven't been following it, so what's the point in saying I'm going to be dropping every video at 6 p.m. just whenever it's on my mind. I have time to sit on my couch and trim these videos down and upload them is when I'll upload them. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. I'm sorry this went 18 minutes for just an announcement video, but I thought I would make it long and fun since Stout Month is 2 weeks away. And I just want to get you guys geared up and prepared for what I've got planned for February. Until next time, guys. Cheers.